Welcome to the writing portion of our WBI. In kindergarten, writing is broken down into two parts: handwriting, or forming the letters, and creative writing. We're going to begin with handwriting. When students are beginning to form letters, they shouldn't be writing on lined paper. They don't need to focus on keeping letters small or on a particular line. And if you use paper with lines but don't ask them to stay on those lines, they learn to ignore them, which later could hurt them when you want them to actually keep letters on the lines. Always have students start at the top and come down when they're making lines for their letters. This will help them later when they're writing in cursive, and just in general, it's good practice. As your child gets comfortable with the correct pencil grip and forming the letters, starting at the top and coming down, you can move on to lined paper, and you can find kindergarten and first grade handwriting paper in most stores that sell school supplies. If you start out with letters and you find that it's just too much, your child is not ready for making letters yet, that's okay. You can go back a little bit. Just begin with making straight lines, again starting at the top and coming down. Drawing diagonal lines, making circles, all of these things will help in the formation of letters eventually. If you're not sure which letters to start with, you don't have to start with A and work your way through the alphabet to Z. Kids love to learn about their own names, and it gives them a sense of ownership in their work. So start with learning the letters that are in their name. Get them to write their name first. But when you have them do this, please make sure that you have them write a capital letter at the beginning and have the rest of their letters lowercase. That is what will be expected of them at school. And for little people, it's hard for them to relearn and rethink how to write their name when they're still so early in the process. Switching over to creative writing, it might sound intense to think about kindergartners doing creative writing. That sounds like something that would happen at middle or high school. But really what we're talking about all starts with drawing a picture. You want to have your child think about something that they like to do, something they've done, a place that they just went, a birthday party they went to. It could even be what they had for dinner last night. And they're going to draw a picture of that. You're going to start with getting them to put as many details in the picture as they can. So if they're talking about having spaghetti and meatballs with mom and dad and their baby brother, in the picture you should see your child, mom and dad, baby brother, and there should be spaghetti on a plate at the table, or if you eat in the living room, on the couch, wherever they are. No one should be floating in the air. There should be a ground or floor underneath them. If you're happy, you have smiling faces. Anything that you can think of to add detail to their picture, have them think about that and add that to their picture. Adding details to the picture is going to help them later down the road when they are writing real big stories and their teachers want them to add details in their writing. Once they begin to get the hang of drawing pictures and they're feeling confident and you think they've gotten all the details in there they can get in, it's time to start labeling their picture. So in the beginning, labeling might be writing a C above a picture of a cat, or a D by the dog, or an S beside the sun. Gradually, that's going to turn into maybe the beginning sound and the ending sound of a word. Sun might be SN. In the beginning, when you're having your child sound out those words, you just want them to hear all the sounds that they can hear. The words do not have to be spelled correctly. So you might have your child say the word slowly and stretch it out. Sometimes we call this turtle talking, or you can have your child put their hands together and pull them apart like they're stretching a rubber band. So the word sun would be sun, just to help them hear all three of those sounds. In the beginning, they're probably only going to hear the first sound, and that's okay. As you keep working on it, they might add in the ending sound, and eventually those medial sounds and vowel sounds will come towards the end. If your child's really getting the hang of drawing details and labeling pictures, you're ready to step it up and give them a little bit more of a challenge. So you're ready to write a simple sentence, or two, or three, however many your child can handle. It's important to talk from the very beginning about using a capital letter at the beginning of a sentence, putting spaces between words, and ending punctuation. It's not always a period. Sometimes it's a question mark or even an exclamation mark. It's going to take a while before they get all of those pieces, so don't get frustrated. Just make sure you're introducing it. It will come. On their paper, you want to have a clear space for drawing and start with maybe just one line across the bottom of the paper so that they have a very clear spot to write on. That way we're starting at the left side of the paper and moving across, and we're starting higher and coming down. Sometimes students will run out of space and they'll go up the page with their sentence instead of going down the page with their sentence. And obviously you can add lines as the sentences become more complex and things get longer. Just a few helpful hints. The most important thing you can do with writing is help to foster a sense of independence. Don't worry about everything being perfect. Encourage your child to come up with their own story ideas. And in the beginning, if they say sun starts with a P, let them write a P. With practice, they will figure it all out. And remember that all of this is going to be worked on in kindergarten. Your child is not expected to have all of this mastered when they enter school. But the more you know about how the process works, the more you will be able to help them grow. Thanks for all your hard work.